Let's try this again. It's going to be a phrase that I think we're going to hear a lot next week. We're going to have some repeating energies from a couple weeks ago, and let's find out why. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. I'm Felicity Fletcher. I'm an avid reader, hopeful author, and practicing witch and astrologer, and I do weekly astrology videos as well as give you the astrologically intuitive words of each day. If you've been here before, you know the routine, and I am so happy to have you back. Let's get into it. This video is covering the week of Sunday, December 7th through Saturday, December 13th. We're starting off with Sunday the 7th with the moon moving into Leo. When the moon's in Leo, everything tends to be bigger, grander. Our emotions, our feelings are bigger. We tend to be very proud and warm and generous. It's all about giving. It's giving and expressing and showing. It's a very large energy. And I love it. I love the moon in Leo. You have no question about how people are feeling, and it can be a very positive time. We also have on Sunday Mercury trine Saturn. Now, Mercury trine Saturn not too long ago, about a couple weeks ago, and even before that. Because remember, Mercury went retrograde, and all of that energy, all of those aspects that it made while it was going retrograde, it's now moving forward again and making all those aspects all over again. So a lot of this is going to be repeat energy, and we have lessons that we need to learn from all of these different energies. With Mercury trine Saturn, it's very serious. It's a lot about paying attention to detail, and maybe this is a good time to see what details you might have missed. This is a good time for getting work done, for doing business, for making deals. And this is also a good time to build on the deals that we've been making. There's been a lot that's been happening that we've been able to do with the energy recently. And now that Mercury is moving forward again, it's pushing us that much farther. This time tends to have a lot of common sense. This is also a really good time to form new partnerships and to really settle issues. And we've already had an opportunity to settle issues. There's already been the opportunity to make these deals, to do this business. But with Mercury retrograde, we might not have gotten it done the whole way. We might not have truly settled things. This is our chance to do that. The word of the day for Sunday the 7th is gold. Not just the value of gold. I think there really is importance in understanding value, but also the beauty behind gold. If we look at the value and the beauty on Sunday, I think really good things can happen. Then on Monday, the 8th, Mars is going to square Saturn. This brings with it a lot of frustration. It's really hard to express emotions, to express how we are feeling. So we went from Sunday having all these feelings just right out there, easy to express, to having it be almost like there's this wall, this resistance that's holding us back. And the harder we try on Monday, the harder it will be. It's not going to make sense. You're going to think like, oh, if I put more effort in, more will be brought to me, or the easier it will be. And that's not it. You can only try to go through a wall so often before you realize that you're not even making a dent. There's going to be a lot of anger and a lot of frustration. We do need to prepare. Anytime that there is a hard Mars aspect, like a square and things like that, we do see an increase in car accidents. So please be really careful. We're going to see a lot of restrictions being put into place. We're going to see a lot of just feeling stuck and just running into walls. The important thing to do is to take care of ourselves, to stop trying to move forward and instead maybe try to turn those walls into our walls, to set up a line of defense. That is why the word of the day for Monday the 8th is defense. We aren't caring about being the going to battle and being the offense and trying to move things forward. No, we're at this point, we're just trying to protect ourselves. So on Monday, it's all about protecting ourselves. On Tuesday the 9th, I don't have any astrology to talk about, but the word is comfort. We will definitely need to kind of look for some comfort, try to take care of ourselves after Monday's energy. On Wednesday the 10th, the moon is moving into Virgo. This is very practical. This is very organized. This is when we get the details really in place. This is going to really help us as we start to see more of these Mercury aspects and we have things come back over again and we have repeating energies and repeating situations to really look at the details of things. Neptune is also going direct. It has been in retrograde since July 4th. It's one of those planets that spends a lot of time in retrograde. Sometimes when it starts to move direct, we do start feeling some changes. Some things start to feel like they move forward. If there's something in your life that has felt almost stuck since July 4th or hasn't really felt right, you may see some difference in there, some change. It's not a massive thing. You just might feel some energy shifting. We also have Mercury opposite Uranus. This really speeds things up. Things are happening. They're happening now. It's going, it's doing. It's hard to concentrate. We probably made mistakes the last time that Mercury was opposite Uranus. We have to take extra care. We have to take time. We have to focus on the details. We're going to have flashes of insight. Things are going to just kind of come to us. We have to grab onto those. We have to hold on to those. Have a pen and paper on Wednesday. Write things down. Have an open mind. Go into this knowing that it's not going to be the easiest energy and you do have to put some work into it. You do have to focus on the details. That is why the word of the day for Wednesday is focus. Thursday the 11th, we have Mercury moving back into Sagittarius. When the Mercury's in Sagittarius, things tend to be very broad. It just came from Scorpio where it's very focused and narrow and deep. And now it's really broadening out. We tend to really ask questions during this time. This is a time that we have to work harder to pay attention to the details. There's a lack of attention to details when we're dealing with Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ready, just move, jump, go, be, do. And not always plan. So we have to take a little bit extra work to plan things, to pay attention to details. We also tend to be very honest and blunt and straightforward during this time. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it's important to mentally prepare ourselves for that because people are going to be saying what they mean. And sometimes it's hard to hear, but not always bad to hear. We also have Mercury trine Neptune. This is a very creative time. This is a time that we can really tap into our imaginations. It's a time of soft communication. Things aren't always about being loud. You don't have to be loud to be heard. It's a lot about seeing the bigger picture. This tends to be a really good time to communicate. We had this energy just a few weeks ago, and it really was a time to sit down and have conversations, to talk about things that we need to talk about. And this is a repeat. If there is something that needs to be brought up, if there is a conversation that you need to have again, maybe it's with a staff member that needs to be reminded of something. Maybe it's a conversation you need to have with your partner so that you're both on the same page. This is a really good time to do that. Just don't worry about specifics. This is a time to talk about feelings, to just be really soft with how we communicate. There's no need to be loud. There's no need to be like very strict. This is just a time to be abstract. And that is why the word of the day for Thursday is abstract. On Friday the 12th, the moon moves into Libra. This is a time of diplomacy. This is a time where it's all about compromise. There tends to be a lot of hesitation as we think through how decisions affect everybody. We think through every single person's idea and how they're going to be affected by this and how they're going to think about this. And that does cause a lot of hesitation. Things don't always get done right away when we're dealing with the moon in Libra. There's a lot of indecision. And that's why the word of the day for Friday the 12th is indecision. Finally, Saturday the 13th, Mercury is going to be sextiling Pluto. This brings with it a lot of death, a lot of intensity, We tend to pick things up very quickly during this time. This is a time to really look at lessons we have learned recently. Mercury retrograde, it goes retrograde and it makes us learn lessons. It challenges us. It kind of throws things in our path to kind of be like, what are you going to do? How are you going to handle this? With Mercury sextile Pluto, this is a really good time to look at what those lessons were, to pick those up, to integrate new ideas and new ways of doing things into your job or your life or your routine. We tend to be very strong and we have a very strong intuition during this time. It is a time that is just kind of getting deep. And that is why the word of the day for Saturday the 13th is depth. I think that's an important reminder, is that things are deeper than they seem. There is depth to a lot of stuff. That is it for this week. It's a week of trying to learn lessons. It's a week of being introduced to things again. It's a week of trying things all over again. And yeah, so go ahead, grab a pen, grab something to write with, grab something to write on, a planner, a notebook, a calendar, whatever you want to do. Let's go over the words of each day. So for Sunday the 7th, the word is gold. For Monday the 8th, the word is defense. For Tuesday the 9th, the word is comfort. For Wednesday the 10th, the word is focus. For Thursday the 11th, the word is abstract. For Friday the 12th, the word is indecision. And for Saturday the 13th, the word is depth. The phrase for this week is let's try this again. Thank you so much for watching. These are low budget videos. I don't do a ton of editing. I don't do a ton of preparation beyond learning the astrology or reviewing the astrology. So we don't have any special light setup or costume design or anything like that. But this is just to help me out throughout my week, and I hope it helps you as well. If you want to support it, the best way you can do is like, comment, subscribe, share. But really, just come back next week and I'll see you then. Bye.